What's up, everybody? My name is Victor, and welcome to my YouTube page, which is all about helping people navigate their awakening process. And today I'm going to tell you guys how to astrally project, how to have a real outer body experience. It's come to my attention. A lot of my viewers are very interested in this thing, this experience. And because I don't always share how to do these little psychic abilities, because not all of them are relevant, but in my experience, having trained myself to be able to do this, it was incredibly impactful on myself as a human being as a whole, because believing that you're an eternal soul, that consciousness is not necessarily bound to your physical body, when you actually literally feel yourself, experience yourself leaving your body and looking down at that vessel, and here you are, free, that really gives you an experiential knowledge, which is much more powerful than just something you've read or learned and only understand on an intellectual level. So it's a very impactful experience to go through this. So I figured I would tell you guys how to do it, how I did it. Now, I'm going to go over 3 different components which are necessary. The first 2 you might feel initially that are unrelated, but they're really not. So please listen to the whole video and you will have a full understanding of how to give yourself an outer body experience, which is very fun. Number 1 is you do need to have your third eye relatively open. Okay, now our chakras are always kind of opening and closing, becoming clogged temporarily and then open again. But you have to have some experience with your higher chakra faculties and some understanding of them, and just, again, some experience with them, because it's sort of a 6th chakra thing. You kind of leave out the top of your head, essentially, when you do finally leave your body. So there's many ways to open your third eye. I talk about it in previous videos, and I'm pretty soon going to launch a course, like a free course, where I teach you guys how to open your third eye for those of you who don't really know. So maybe by the time I upload this video, I'll have like a little link that'll you can like opt in, and I can let you know when that's going to happen. But in the meantime, find a way to open your third eye. I have videos on it. There's plenty of videos on it. It's not that hard. Just start meditating on your 6th chakra. So that's important. Number 2 is being relatively meditative, because here's the thing. The way you have this outer body experience is simply by staying present, staying awake, staying conscious through the many layers of sleep. Most people on their road or on their little time lapse of falling asleep become unconscious. They fall unconscious, and then they're just asleep, and they wake up and they don't remember that in-between time. You have to be awake during the in-between time, during the different levels as you descend into the sleep state. You have to be awake. So to do that, you have to be meditative. You have to stay present long enough for that to occur. And it's not this quick thing. Sometimes it can take like 10, 15 minutes. You have to be present the whole time. So you gotta be, relatively able to do that. Some of you can do that naturally without meditating. Most can't. So I recommend just take up the habit of meditation of any kind. I have a how-to beginners meditation somewhere in my list of videos here on my own YouTube channel for free. I just tell you how to do it. Become more meditative. And the third one is actually having a technique that works. So the technique I'm going to go with comes out of this book I read a long time ago, Astral Travel for Beginners. It's actually a pretty advanced book, to be honest. But I'm going to give you a little bit of one of the techniques that they shared in this. So anytime you read a book of the like where you're going to do some sort of psychic meditative ability like astral travel, they oftentimes go over this really prolonged relaxation drill. So I would recommend you just find your own. I'll tell you what I do. I don't really do it anymore. It's easier for me now, but in the beginning it did help. So I would just lay there and start breathing. I would lay there in my bed, honestly, or just lay somewhere flat on the floor and just start focusing on your breathing. Take a few deep breaths. And then I would just focus all my attention on my feet. I would just think about my feet, become very present about my feet. Kind of like if I was to say, without looking down, without looking, do you have a left hand? Of course you have a left hand. How do you know? How do you know you have a left hand? Your mind connects to it. You feel it. It's there. Without even having to move it, you can sense it being there. Do that with your feet. How do you know you have feet? Sense into your feet. Think about them. And then contract them. And then as you exhale, let them go. Pretend they don't even exist anymore. Relax. Forget about your feet. And then do that all the way up to your head with your calves, your upper thighs, your torso, your waist, your chest, your upper back, your arms, your fingers, your hands, your neck, your mouth, your face, your head. until you've done that with every bit of your body and you're just totally like relaxed. That's what I would do. I'd spend about 10 minutes doing that. Meanwhile, you just stay present. You stay relaxed. You just keep breathing. You stay awake. And you're just in this very relaxed state. What you're doing is you're allowing your body to relax enough to slip into the dream state. But because you're doing it in a meditative, controlled way, you're able to stay conscious during this experience. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck. What usually happens before you actually lift out of your body is your whole body vibrates very, I don't want to say violently, but it's a very obvious feeling, like electricity, just like this vibrational thing. And I believe it's just kind of like you're moving past a threshold of being awake to actually being asleep. So you just have to relax even during this. Know it's a good thing. In fact, you might find yourself getting excited. Oh, wow, I'm here. And then you unrelax yourself. So when it happens, try not to care much about it. Just try to ignore it and stay present and just allow it to go, allow it to do its thing. It doesn't hurt. It actually feels very good. So there's nothing to worry about. The real barrier is not getting excited and telling yourself, wow, I'm almost there. Don't do that. After you're relaxed, as you sort of like slip into like the relaxed state, here's the way you do that. Once you start to feel that vibration coming on, imagine yourself in your mind's eye. Imagine yourself laying next to a river. You can kind of hear the river flowing. Try to start picturing it with as much detail as possible. Picture the trees. Is it nice out? Is it kind of windy? How do you feel? What are you wearing? How's it feel laying there on the floor, like on the ground next to a river? It's probably pretty cool. Probably pretty relaxing. You probably feel the river kind of flowing, and you probably feel the energy of the river. And there might be little animals around. Bug might be on your leg or something. Just all these little details. Think about that. And then, as this vibration happens, imagine yourself in your mind's eye getting up and looking over at the river. But imagine yourself literally picking yourself up. And if you do it right, and it might take a few tries, but you will literally wake up, you'll step out of your body with your consciousness because you're in that dream state. You've reached that barrier, and you have the proper technique and visualization sufficient enough to kind of tell your mind that you really are getting up and there really is a river here. For me, I struggle with this. Is like the part where you actually do it. In the beginning, I struggled with this. I would get all the way down to this point, and for some reason, it was just like I couldn't really leave my body. It was just hard. But just keep practicing. Try it over and over and over again, and eventually, you just figure it out. It's kind of like a real subtle balance between focus and relaxation that you're going to have to find within your own body. No one can tell you in a universal way how exactly it's going to feel for you. You just have to play around with it and develop enough mastery with the technique to be able to do it. And it's a wise investment because, again, the experience of leaving your body consciously and being able to look down and say, wow, there's my physical body and here I am, is, for one, it's so awesome. You feel so free. Like you just can fly around. You can go anywhere in the world you want, anywhere in the astral plane. It is just an amazing experience. But the knowing that you can leave your body consciously really gives you experiential proof that there really is no death, that your consciousness is just temporarily inhabiting this body while you're awake, but really it's not bound to it. You can leave it at will. That's a very profound thing for the human mind to experience.